my name is Stephanie Dembowski, and I am the writer of the blog Spinstress in the Making. And today I am going over the pros and cons of the Ashford E spinner, and maybe it might be a good fit for you, or maybe you might be finding that you're looking at a different wheel. So just a basic summary of what Ashford is. Ashford is a company in New Zealand that creates spinning wheel. It actually was originally founded in 1934, and it was making furniture before it started making spinning wheels. But it started making spinning wheels in 1940. Now, their first electric wheel that they ever made was debuted in 1984. So it's almost 40 years of experience in creating electronic wheels, which I think is a bonus because they've started working out the kinks. And they've kind of troubleshooted it for the most part versus other newer companies that you might be going with to buy an electric wheel. And I've been spinning for over 10 years now. I started back in middle school, and now I'm graduated college, 29 years old, and I still mainly do it as a hobby, but I do commission my yarns and spin for people. So I do have a little bit of experience with wheels in general. I started off with an antique spinning wheel that we barely got going, and if you could learn on that, you could learn on anything. After I figured that I kind of wanted to continue spinning, I bought an Ashford Traditional. It's one of the most basic wheels that you will ever find. Like, you'll find them everywhere. It's a Saxon wheel, sorry. It's a Saxon wheel. It's not an upright wheel. It's not a castle wheel. And that means that the wheel is on one side and your maiden and mother-in-law is on the other side. It's like a vertical wheel. Horizontal wheel, actually, sorry. So I started with that. I had that for quite a few years, but I was kind of looking for something that was more portable. So I tried out a few wheels, and I went with Kromski. Kromski is a Polish wheel maker, and they're known for very intricate work on their wood wheels, and they're beautiful and they're great craftsmanship. My Kromski Sonata is still in really great shape. I was able to fold it down. It was a castle wheel that was able to fold down. I could put it into a travel bag and take it anywhere, but it was still a rather large bag. Now, it's been many, many years later, I've decided to make my wheel even smaller. I'm trying to be a little bit more minimalistic, take up less space, and this is your Ashford wheel. This is how big it is. I could basically fit 3 of these in the same space that I have to use to store my Kromski wheel. The other thing that comes with this wheel, which is really nice, is it comes with your Lazy Kate. It's tensioned. You just have to put your pegs in. But other than that, it's really easy setup. It comes with a carrying bag, which is really nice. It's even got little pockets in it. It even comes with plugs for different countries. So if you are in the United States and you want to take this wheel out to like England or the Europe or other areas that use the different plug sockets, they actually come with those interchangeable sockets, so you don't have to buy an adapter for this, which is super nice. It also comes with a pedal, so you can use this to start and stop your wheel, but you don't have to use it. You can actually unplug it, and I'm going to show you the front of this wheel. So as you can see, this is the on and off button. It's on, but it's not actually being in use, so it will flash red. This is your ratios per turn right here. So if you increase your RPMs, then it will increase how fast your wheel is going. If you want to slow it down, you slow it down that way, which is really nice. You're not pedaling. You can figure out what rate you want to be spinning your yarn at. And if you leave your adjustments the way that they are and you start your wheel back up the next day, it's immediately on those settings. You don't have to remember how you were spinning with your feet and getting back into that motion. There is also an S and Z button right here. So your S twist is turning the wheel to the left, which is counterclockwise, and your Z twist is turning the wheel to the right, which is clockwise. And the nice thing is that you can just flip a switch in order to change which way you want to spin your yarn. Instead of having to remember on your wheel that's pedaled by your feet, your manual wheel, which way you have to turn your wheel, counterclockwise or clockwise. So those are just some really nice little tidbits. I really like that it is sturdy. It is made out of wood. It's a little bit more eco-friendly. It's not made out of plastic. And it's beautiful craftsmanship. It's also heavier. So that way you're not going to be it's most likely not going to fall off of a table. It is steady. As you can see, it's taking my camera down versus it actually coming off of the table, which is nice in a way. So there is that general lowdown for you about the wheel. You can spin any type of yarn with this. This is the smaller version of the e-spinner. It still has a really nice big bobbin space. About 8 ounces of fiber can fit onto this or more if you pack it really well. You've got these guidable hooks that you can adjust to wherever you need to adjust it to. It's not stationary. They're not stationary hooks, which is nice. And if you're into spinning art yarn, they even have the e-spinner 3 that is jumbo sized for that art yarn. But I prefer spinning smaller lace weight yarn, so this is perfect for me. It also has orifice reducers, so that way you can increase your twists per turn of the wheel, which is really important when you are spinning something fine. I've spun cotton on this, and when you adjust it to do barely any intake and you increase your RPMs, you can still get a really nice cotton yarn, which a lot of people have a hard time spinning. So it is very flexible and versatile. It's really small. You can take it anywhere. And like I said, it comes with the different plug sockets, which is really nice. And it's just, you can tuck it away. It is so easy to store. It is smaller than a backpack, which is nice. And you can set it up and spin anywhere. You can even take it camping. If you buy battery packs, you can plug it into the battery pack and spin for a long time. Now the cons are, if you're trying to do the Renaissance Fair or you're doing reenactments, like this is not the wheel for you because this is not what they had back then. Maybe going with the chrome ski wheels, the castle wheels, the Saxon style wheels. Those will be a good fit for you for reenactment. Also, if you're in an area that is prone to natural disasters where you're going to be losing electricity a lot, this may not be the best thing for you because maybe you're going to be using your battery packs to charge your phones and other necessities and essentials. So that's something to think about when you're going to invest in a wheel. If you do have arthritis issues with your feet, with your legs, it's great because you don't have to pedal. Now, because it is a machine, if the motor burns out, which is very rare or unlikely to happen, then you might have to think about replacing the whole machine or at least get a motor replacement. But like I said, Ashford has been making electric wheels since 1984, so they've troubleshooted a lot, and they have these motors built to be workhorses. Newer companies, you'll find a lot of people do the GoFundMe, and then they have to figure out how they need to tweak the wheel to make it work for them. So they've already had that experience of tweaking and figuring out what spinners want for the most part. So it's very minimal tweaking, and you don't have to worry about things overheating. It's been tested, which is really nice, and it's something that I kind of want. I just want to be able to spin it and know that I'm getting it from a good, reputable company and work that way. And basically, those are kind of things that you just have to think about. If it's going to work with your lifestyle, if you think you're going to be having issues with electricity, then you might want to go with a manual wheel. If you want to spin without having to treadle, this is a great wheel because you don't have to do that. You can sit cross-legged on the couch and spin. And also another nice thing about this wheel is that the motor isn't super loud. It's not going to drown out, if you're watching a movie or something, it's not going to drown out the noise or the music that you're listening to. It's relatively quiet. So those are about the things that I can think about. If you have any other questions, you can post it down in my comment section. Let me know what you think of the wheel, your experiences are. For the most part, I really enjoy it because you can make really consistent yarns with this wheel. It's portable and you don't have to spin, which is nice. If you have a long, arduous day at work, you don't have to think about setting it up and spinning. It can go anywhere. So right now on my wheel, I have a silk yarn and I'm spinning it lace weight style, so you can barely see that little thing right there, but I'm going to demonstrate to you kind of how I work the wheel. So I've got my roving. I'm going to use my foot pedal. Again, you don't have to use the foot pedal to stop and start it. I just like enjoying just pressing a button instead of having to go down to the on and off button in your interface to work it. So I just like to draft out because I am spinning finely with a silk yarn or with a silk fiber, which has really long fibers. So you want to prepare your fiber before you start spinning it. And I have it just to have enough uptake so it's not pulling the yarn out of my hand, which is nice. And you can adjust it on this knob that's in the back of your wheel. So it's adjustable. You can pop your bobbin off at the front. You just push it up, remove your flyer, take your bobbin off, replace it, put it back on. It's really simple. And as you can see, this is going at a pretty fast RPM, and it's pretty quiet. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just this little motor sound. So I'm doing a backwards worsted draft. And then once I'm done with these singles, I'll be plying them and making them a 2-ply. And for the S and Z, traditionally most people spin their singles with Z twist and then ply with S, but you can also do it the other way around. It's kind of just thinking about what your final project is going to be for how you want to spin your yarn. Both ways are right, but some are better suited for crocheting versus knitting. I believe spinning S and then plying Z is more useful for crocheters, or it might last longer and is stronger for people that are doing the crocheting motion with the yarn. And then spinning Z and plying S is geared more towards knitting. But as you can see, it's really simple. If I want to stop my wheel, I press my paddle, turns it off. I can adjust things if I need to with my fiber, and then I can just start it back up again. And you can do short draws, you can do woolen draws, especially if you're spinning fine fiber, because it's nice and sturdy and it has little feet on the bottom of the machine to prevent it from slipping. You can do woolen draws just like a regular Saxony or Castle wheel can do. And you can adjust it if you want it to face you a certain way, you can do that. I really like that, you know, if I need some alone time, I can take this, put it on my bed with a book underneath it and just spin on my bed. It's super nice and it's relaxing. So, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to post, like, or comment. If you want to see me spinning a certain fiber on this machine, I'll be happy to do so. Just leave a comment in the comment area of this video, and I hope everybody's healthy and well during this time, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.